Hello and welcome back. This is probably the first video I've made in 5 months, and if I'm honest, that's due to work commitments. As you watch this play through, you'll see it's a combination of video and still photographs. I've tried to keep as much of a record as I can, but again, because of time, I just haven't had the opportunity to make and edit videos. You'll see there's some significant changes, and that's predominantly around my decision to go with a more operations-based layout that will allow me to have multiple operators using the layout at the same time. So with the change over to a more operations-based layout, I had to alter the track in one particular area. This allows locomotives and freight trains particularly to get greater access to the hidden sidings. It also allows trains to operate over the whole layout with much more purpose, having places to come from and go to when picking up and dropping off freight. This new section of track will be single line running, controlled by signals at either end, both on the main layout and in the hidden sidings behind the scenery. The operator that's in the centre of the layout will be able to see if the line is clear and which direction traffic is authorised to travel in. This will allow traffic to transition from the main layout into the hidden sidings and then to multiple locations around the remainder of the layout. This is demonstrated here by this loco, which is travelling on the new section of track. Somewhere around here it will disappear into a tunnel, and then it will travel around the bottom of the layout hidden by the scenery that doesn't exist at the moment. As you watch, you'll see it suddenly disappear on the right hand side as it passes behind the back scene, which forms the scenic part of the main layout, and at this point it's now entered the hidden sidings that are accessible from the main operating area in the middle of the layout. These are a few shots taken during the early stages of the tunnel construction. You may recall from some of the earlier videos that there used to be a filing cabinet and some shelving here. Well, it was always the plan for those to be moved and this section to be constructed. This piece forms the end of the branch line that links to the upper level. and is joined to the same piece of track that ends up at the end of the peninsula. So with operations in mind, I decided to construct this staging area. It sits behind what used to be the furthest most edge of the layout, and the idea of it is that it will represent two places that aren't actually on the layout themselves. One is likely to be Edinburgh and one is likely to be King's Cross. I'll be able to set 8 trains up in this staging area that will be able to transition on and off the layout, transitioning around and then going back to storage, whilst operators man the various locations around the layout, organising the movement of freight to coincide with locos that are running on the main line fed from this staging area. This is the main Fiddle yard on the layout. It's situated at the back of the central operating area. Now when I first designed this, it was designed to operate like a traditional Fiddle yard with each track loaded with a loco, ready to enter or leave the layout as and when you wanted. Northbound running is on the right, southbound just appearing at the bottom of the screen. Now I've made the decision to go over to freight operations and run like a real railway. I'm finding that I'm leaning across and knocking the southbound train off quite a lot. So I made the decision to reconfigure the track and put the 2 main lines at the back. So north and southbound running will be right at the back, and then all the freight operations will be at the front. So this is the original control panel, and all the wiring is there. All the wiring is there for the points in the track, and this is going to be the new fascia panel. The blue lines represent the main line running, and the black lines represent the Fiddle yard or operating area for the freight, which should make things much safer for the operator. So I thought it would be a good idea to finish by showing you a loco travel around the entire layout. I'd just like to say thank you for tuning in and thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay well, especially during these very difficult times.